Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the further topic in the book like interdependent relationship of all these three sectors: the primary sector, the secondary sector, and tertiary sector. As we have discussed differently, all of them, but here one table is given. When you see your book, example is given, and what does show it is given. Means some example, like in development chapter we have read the examples of different kind. When we are talking about the sectors, Indian economic sectors, on economic activities, so we'll see that different kind of people and what they are doing. Let's see, like imagine what would happen. The farmers refuse to sell sugarcane in to a particular sugar mill, so the mill will have to shut down. Means a farmer who is growing sugarcane, if he is not selling sugarcane, so what will happen? Means the mill which is depending on this sugarcane production will be closed down. Another that, imagine that what would happen the cotton cultivation, if companies decide to buy from Indian market and import all cotton that they need to for other countries. Indian cotton cultivation will become less profitable and farmers may even go bankrupt. Means imagine, suppose if cotton cultivation companies decide they will purchase from other market, not from Indian market, what will happen to the farmers? The farmers will go bankrupt means if his crop will be wasted. And what will he do of so much crop? Because intention of selling it into the market, he is growing the commercial crop as a cotton. Another is that farmer buy many goods such as tractors, pump set, electricity, pesticide, fertilizers. Imagine what would happen, the price of fertilizer or pump set go up, the cost of cultivation of the farmers will rise and their profit will be reduced. Means when they are spending more money to provide the input to the land, so what will happen? Means the cost will be higher, so farmer cannot get any profit. Another is that people working in industries and service sectors need food. Means everyone is surviving on food. Imagine what would happen if there is strike by the transporters, lorries refuse to take vegetable, milk, etc. rural areas, so food will become scarce in urban areas. So whereas the farmer will be unable to sell their products. Means lastly, when we are talking about, if industries are not industry and service sector need food which is coming from the rural side, so if transport is not working at time, means what will happen? Automatically the economy will not grow up. Means the activities will are not taking properly place at the given time, so what will happen? Economy will be down. So this was all about the interdependent relationship, and in the coming segment we will discuss them again and again, and the importance of these economic activities. So let's move ahead. Children, simultaneously such question like let us work for these workout. These question you read, if any question you are not getting, because these question are on based on paragraph, you read them and try to find out the answer, so that because in exam there is no limit of questions, anything can be come. So now another is that comparing the three sectors. We are comparing here. So basically three things we will read in this. First is of that final goods. Second is of that intermediate goods. Third is that of GDP. So these three you have to remember whenever they will come. So keep in mind, and while keeping in mind all these three terms, we will try to understand this paragraph. So comparing of three sector means when we compare each other, like the various purchase activities in primary, secondary and tertiary sector produce a very large numbers of goods and services. also the three sectors have large number of the services, large number of the people working in them to produce these goods and services. The next step, therefore, is to see how much good and services are produced and how many people work in each sector. Means is to say, if we start calculating, making the list of each sector, how many people or how much population is working, it will be a difficult job. Means the list to be too long. So in an economy there could be one or more sector which are dominant in terms and total production and employees, while other sector are relatively small in size. Means here the comparison is made like in any economy means we are talking about any country, because some countries are based on industry, some are agriculture, some are tertiary. So means like when we are talking about the nature of our country is that primary one, because most of the population or 65% population engaged over agriculture. So the paragraph is giving the indication means it can be that different to one to another country. How do we count the various goods and services and how the total production in each sector? With a many thousands of goods and services produced, you might think this is an impossible task, which I told you. If you start making the list of the items, it will be difficult task. So not only it would be tax to enormous, you might also wonder how we can add up the cars and computers and nails and furnitures. It won't make a sense. Means we cannot make a list of such items which we are using and not using, but when we take out the particular income of the nation. So you are right in thinking. So to get up around this problem, what happened? Economics suggests that values of goods and services should be based rather than adding up the actual numbers. So here, for example, we try to understand this particular paragraph. That means, suppose, for example, 10,000 kilograms of wheat is sold at rupees 8 per kg, and the value of wheat will be 80,000 obviously, and the value of 5,000 coconut at rupees 10 piece will be 50,000. Similarly, the value of goods and services in these three sectors are calculating and then add up. Hope you understand this. If you are not understanding the detail given in the next paragraph, suppose means like the value of wheat is that 80,000, means the process particularly, because when we are talking about coconut biscuit manufacturing, so the process behind which is add up will be counted in. So the sector particularly, like service in three sectors are calculated and then add up. Remember, there is one precaution has been taken. Not everyone good or services that is produced sold need to be counted. It makes sense only to include the final good service. Final means finally what is the rate particular. Like for instance, a farmer sells wheat, flour mills and 8 per kg, and mill grinds wheat and sell for flour to be the biscuits company, and 10 per kg the biscuit companies uses the flour and things such as sugar, oil, make 4 packets of the biscuits. It sells biscuits in the market to consume for 60 rupees, means 50 rupees per packet. Biscuits are final goods, that is goods reach into the consumer. So you have seen here the final good means we are not calculating each and every step which is used in making of biscuit. So only final means when we are purchasing the biscuit, we are not thinking what is the cost of wheat, what is the cost of grinding, what is the cost of oil. Means all processes are involved in that particular one. So remember what is final good. The finished product is called the final goods. So in this video till here we'll discuss, otherwise video will be longer. So in the next video we'll discuss the coming part.